Okay, we're on Yoma, Perek Gimel, Mishnah Gimel, third Mishnah and third chapter of Yoma. Mishnah is going to continue with the rules, and then we're going to talk about what the Kohen Gadol did on the Yom Kippur. Ein Adam nichnas la'azara la'avodah. The Mishnah says a person was not permitted to enter the azara for avodah or for any reason, afilu tahor, even if he's tahor, ad yitbo, until yitbo tvila, until he goes to the mikvah, until he immerses himself in the mikvah and becomes tahor. Bartunura says, it's a kavachomer. Why? Uma Kohen Gadol hamishaneh mi kodesh lekodesh. The Kohen Gadol, we're going to see, and throughout our learning, he's switching from kodesh lekodesh, from different avodot, the avodat chutz la'avodat pnim, from avodah outside the Beit HaMikdash, i.e. outside the kodesh kadashim to inside, umi avodat pnim la'avodat chutz, and inside to outside, ta'un tefillah ben avodah la'avodah. We're going to see he has to go to the mikveh every time he goes, switches from one avodah to the next. So, someone who comes from outside, from his house, that's from chol, from profane to the holy, certainly he's required to do tefillah. So the rule was you have to do tefillah. The Mishnah continues. Chamesh tefillot ve'asara kiddushin tovel Kohen Gadol u'makadesh bo bayom. The Kohen Gadol, he went to the mikvah 5 times, and he did asara kiddushim. Kiddush is the washing of the hands and the feet. That's kiddush. So he did 10 times he washed his hands and feet. Every time he washed his hands and feet before he changed his clothes, then he would go to the mikvah, change his clothes, and then afterwards he washed his hands and feet for the new clothes. So that's what he did. Umekadesh bo bayom. V'kulam bekodesh. All of them were in the Beit HaMikdash, inside the Azara, al Beit Parva, habarva, over the Beit Parva. Chutz mizu bevad. Other than this first one, so the rest of them. The first one was done. Mizubi, the first one was done. Shaita b'chol al gabei sha'ar hamayim. It was done in the sha'ar hamayim u'b'tzad lishkato, in the outside of the azara. Let's look at our chart of the Beit HaMikdash. So this is where the azara is. So if you want to see where lishkat hamayim is, here's sha'ar hamayim, and there was a mikvah the mikvah of Kohen Gadol b'Yom Kippurim, but it was in the sha'ar, so it was still outside. But the other ones you'll see there's this lishkata parva. In the Azara, well, let's look where we are. In the Azara, there was a balcony called the Lishkata Parva, and in that balcony, that's where they did the tefillah. That's where the Kohen Gadol did his tefillah. That was where the other 4 were done. Now, there's an unbelievable. I made a chart for you to understand. So there's 5 levels of avoda, and each one the Kohen Gadol switched between what was called bigdei zahav, which are his normal begadim, and bigdei lavan. There's like an almost unlimited amount of material on the internet related to the avodah of the Kohen Gadol on the Yom Kippur. So now there's this incredible site I found. It's called beithamikdash.co.il. I think they have it in English. Let's click on English and see if we get it in English. Okay, they do, but I lost my Kohen Gadol. So I'm just going to show you. These are the bigdei lavan. Okay, and you can actually see they've done this. I mean, this is incredible now with computer 3D imagery. You can do anything. Those are bigdei lavan. It was all made of linen. We're going to see there were different weights of bigdei lavan. And then the bigdei zahav were his normal. They're called bigdei zahav for obvious reasons. There was gold involved. So these were his normal bigdei zahav. You can see what he looked like in 360. And they also have YouTube videos of the Kohen Gadol doing his avodah. You can't hear it, but you can see him doing his avodah. Let me go back to bigdei lavan for a second. You see the bigdei lavan. They're actually trying to fundraise, I think, on this YouTube video in order, because if you could see here, you can see like towards the end, they show you they want to develop. Here, this is the Kohen Gadol. You can see the goats here. They're doing this 3D vision of the Kohen Gadol, doing the avodah of the goats on Yom Kippur. You can search for all of these things in Hebrew if you want. But these are the bigdei lavan. The bigdei lavan were reserved for the avodot that were done on Yom Kippur, for Yom Kippur, and the bigdei zahav were the normal daily activities even on Yom Kippur. So if you look at the chart, the Tamid Shel Shachar, he did bigdei zahav. The avodot hayom, the vidui, hagrala shnei siirim, the lottery of the 2 goats, the blood inside the Kodesh Kadashim, etc. All the avodah we're going to learn. Then he did bigdei lavan. He switched. Okay, he went to the mikvah. He went to the mikvah, washes his hands and feet before, goes to the mikvah, changes clothes, puts on chain bigdei lavan, does all this. Washes his hands and feet, goes to the mikvah, changes clothes to bigdei zahav. He brings hakravat el Kohen Gadol ve'el ha'am, the elim, the rams. Washes his hands and feet, goes to the mikvah, puts on the bigdei lavan, goes into the Beit HaMikdash, into the Kodesh Kadashim to take out the kaf and the machta, the big spoon, where the shovel where the incense was done in the Kodesh Kodashim, goes to the mikvah, washes his hands and feet, goes to the mikvah, puts on the big day zahav, and brings the Tamid Shabein Harabayim. So there's 5 avodot, and each one requires a mikvah, change of clothes, hands and feet, mikvah, change in clothes, hands and feet. Each time that he does that, so you have the sum total of 10 hands and feet, and 5 mikvah, and 5 changes of clothes. That's our Mishnah. That's basically our Mishnah. And we're going to continue after this Mishnah talking about the process, the beginning of the process of his avodah. We'll stop here long enough. If you have any comments or questions, email me at arspalter@gmail.com. And we'll dedicate our learning to the Rebbe and my father, Rabbi Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a good day.